What are you doing?
I missed you.
We literally see each other every.
This is the kind of love story that sneaks up on you, disarms you, and before you realize what's happening, you're already emotionally attached. No warning, no dramatic build up, just pure, unexpected connection that hits deeper than you planned for. Now imagine this. A young woman steps into Lagos with confidence, ambition, and a very clear idea of what she wants. New job, new city, new life. Sonia isn't confused about anything. She knows her worth, she knows her standards, and most importantly, she knows her type. But here's the thing about life, it rarely respects your type. From the very first moment, the story pulls you into Sonia's world. You can feel her excitement, her independence, and her openness to love, even though she tries to act like she's got everything figured out. She's bold, expressive, full of life, the kind of character that immediately draws you in. And then she meets Tigga. Tigga is exactly what you expect. Confident, lively, smooth, and very easy to like. The kind of guy that fits perfectly into Sonia's definition of attraction. He's warm, he's expressive, and he doesn't hide how he feels. From the start, you can tell he's interested, and honestly, it makes sense. But just when you think you understand where the story is going, it introduces Samuel, and everything changes. Samuel is the complete opposite. Quiet, reserved, almost unreadable. He doesn't try to impress anyone. He doesn't speak unless necessary. And at first, he feels like the background character in his own space. But that's exactly what makes him dangerous in the best way possible. Because while Tigga captures attention, Samuel captures presence. At first, Sonia doesn't quite get him. In fact, she's a little thrown off. How can someone be so calm in a city like Lagos? How can someone exist so comfortably in silence? But slowly, very slowly, she starts to notice him. And this is where the story becomes something special. Instead of rushing into romance, it builds something real. You see it in the quiet car rides, where conversation is minimal, yet meaningful. You see it in the late night kitchen talks, where walls slowly come down. You see it in the small acts of care, the kind that don't need to be announced to be felt. Samuel doesn't chase Sonia, he shows up. And sometimes that's even more powerful. As the story progresses, Sonia finds herself in a place she didn't expect. The man who fits her type is right there, open and available. But the man who doesn't fit anything she planned for is the one she can't stop thinking about. And that internal conflict, it feels real. Because we've all been there in one way or another, choosing between what makes sense and what feels right. Tigga, on his part, is not a villain. And that's what makes the story even more compelling. He's genuine. He's honest about his feelings. He doesn't play games. And he doesn't hide his intentions. He genuinely likes Sonia. And you can see that clearly. Which makes everything that happens next even more painful. Because feelings don't always align. As Sonia and Samuel grow closer, the energy in the house begins to shift. Conversations become awkward. Silences become louder. And suddenly, what once felt like a comfortable living space becomes emotionally charged. You can feel the tension without anyone saying a word, and Sonia feels it the most. She didn't come to Lagos to create chaos. She didn't come to break friendships or complicate lives. So when things start to spiral, she does something that a lot of people wouldn't have the strength to do. She steps back, not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much. And that moment right there, that's where the story hits deeply, because it shows a different side of love, not just passion, but responsibility, not just desire, but awareness. But here's the truth the story refuses to ignore. Real feelings don't just disappear. No matter how much distance you try to create, no matter how much logic you apply, what's real will always find its way back. Samuel, in his quiet and steady way, never loses himself. He doesn't fight loudly. He doesn't create drama. But he remains consistent. And in a world where everything is loud and chaotic, that kind of stability becomes rare and incredibly valuable. Then comes one of the most powerful moments in the story, Tigga's realization. Instead of holding on to pride or forcing a situation that isn't working, he steps back and acknowledges the truth. He recognizes Sonia's happiness, even if it's not with him. And that level of maturity? It's not common. It's honest. It's painful. But it's real. And in that moment, the story reminds us of something very important. Love is not ownership. You don't get to claim someone just because you feel something for them. Sonia is not something to be won. She is someone who chooses. And in the end, she does. What makes the conclusion so satisfying is not just the romance, but the growth. Every character learns something. Every relationship evolves. And everything feels earned. Sonia's final reflection ties everything together beautifully. She came to Lagos with a plan, a clear, structured idea of what her life and love should look like. But Lagos had other plans. It gave her chaos, yes, but it also gave her clarity. It gave her something she wasn't looking for. Something quiet, something steady, something real. And sometimes the best things in life are the ones you never planned for. This story doesn't rely on over-the-top drama or unrealistic romance. It thrives on authenticity, on moments that feel lived in, on emotions that feel familiar. It reminds you that love isn't always loud. Sometimes it's found in silence. Sometimes it's in the person who listens instead of speaks. Sometimes it's in the one who shows up without needing to be asked. And that's what makes this story unforgettable. If you've ever had your expectations challenged, if you've ever found yourself drawn to someone completely different from what you imagined, or if you've ever realized that love doesn't follow rules, then this story will stay with you. Because in the end, it's not about finding someone who fits your type. It's about finding someone who feels like home. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this review and I truly hope you enjoyed every bit of it. If this story touched you the way it did me, then trust me, you don't want to miss the full experience. Thank you so much for watching, for staying with me till this point, and for being part of this amazing community. Your support means everything. Now, if you want to see how everything unfolds in detail, the emotions, the chemistry, and those beautiful moments we talked about, head over to Threetv right now and watch the full movie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing movie reviews like this. I'll see you in the next one.